Hello and welcome to the video. I am the Cosmic Turtle and thank you so much for checking out the channel and checking out this video. So this video is, as the title hopefully will convey, if not, I'll hopefully do a better job. So basically, in this Hogwarts Legacy, before you do the quest that lets you go to the map chamber, you get a quest that's unique to your house. So we're going to be completing all 4 of those unique quests for every house. And also I'm going to be doing them in the order that I consider to be, the order of how interesting, or the hierarchy, I guess, of the quests from worst to best. And I guess I'll give my reason why I consider them in that order. So we're starting off with the Ravenclaw mission, which I believe is the weakest of all 4 of them. And the main reason for that is there is nothing new with this quest. You don't go to a unique location. You don't really get to meet any new characters, and all you get is a unique puzzle, basically. So you get a letter off Ollivander. Greetings, I understand that you are quite the enterprising young Ravenclaw. Professor Fig tells me you found a long-lost book for him. I'd like to talk to you about it. My friend Elazar Fig is aware that you've been searching for a family heirloom for some years now. I've been searching, sorry. Alas, to no avail. He suggested that you might be just the one to find it. Please stop by the shop at your earliest convenience. I would be in your debt should you choose to assist the Ollivander family in this matter. Kind regards, G. Ollivander, proprietor, Ollivander's Wand Shop, Hogsmeade. So yeah, like I say, the reason why I think this is the weakest one is just because it's a lot of what you already have in the game, basically. The main quest giver is Ollivander. I won't go further than that for this now, but I just don't think it's... I think it's the weakest of them.
Cozy than Hogsmeade.
And to be fair, I think the 2 worst ones are very close to each other, just like I think the 2 best are very close to each other, and there's a big gap between the 2.
Good of you to come. My friend, Professor Fig, speaks highly of you, and your resourcefulness.
So we're going to do all the dialogue options as well, so we get the full
but mentioned you're having
here
tracked
for
down
all
a
4 of these
difficult to
quests.
find book. I wondered if you'd be willing to do a little detective work on my behalf.
Alright. Sounds intriguing. I'm not sure I'm up to the task. How will this benefit me? Sounds intriguing.
Of course, Mr. Ollivander. Sounds most up my street.
Wonderful. You see, about a century ago, an heirloom applewood wand with a fairy wing core went missing from this very shop. My great-aunt suspected a student named Richard Jackdaw. He'd been serving as an assistant here and suddenly vanished.
Richard Jackdaw?
Like the bird. In fact, he was known to frequent the Hogwarts Owlery. We searched there, of course, but found no wand. We did find a series of statues similar to Jackdaw's. I'm certain they're a clue, but I cannot figure out where they lead. Jackdaw was last heard tittering about some pages with a map he'd stolen from Peeves. As you can imagine, the poltergeist was less than helpful.
Yeah. Also, before we get into too far, I will state as well, I'm going to put in the description when I start each of the 4 houses mission. Well, the other 3. I'll put like Ravenclaw first, but 0.00, just so you know it's the first one. But if you watch all 4 of them, you get a very clear picture of the character of Richard Jackdaw, because he is the primary focus in some way for all 4 of these quests, but each of them give you a slightly different perspective. So if you play them all, you get a much more, just a more clearer idea of what happened and how he died and stuff, and why he died.
Surely you could continue searching the Owlery.
Oh, one would think. However, the headmaster does not take kindly to an old wand maker loitering about the place. Can't say I blame him. Also,
I suppose that's fair enough.
I have perhaps been looking for too long. I feel a fresh set of eyes, and a bright mind like yours is sure to solve this riddle.
Alright, we all know Ravenclaws like their
Is
riddles.
there anything special about the wand?
Oh, yes.
the core.
It's terribly special. But not in the way you might think. It won't grant special powers to the caster. No, nothing like that. But it will ease the hearts and minds of the Ollivanders to know of its return. And that power is immeasurable.
Why did he steal it?
Why would the thief have taken the wand?
I must admit I have no idea. From what I can gather, he fancied himself an adventurer of sorts. Always looking for trouble. In fact, after he went missing, rumor had it his ghost was seen in Hogsmeade. Never heard much about him after that, but it seems as if his adventurous spirit may have got the better of him. Perhaps he thought that the wand had some special power simply because of its esteemed lineage. Astonishing how misunderstood the art of wand-making is.
I'll see what I can find.
I'll have a look for you. You've certainly given me plenty to go on.
Ah, you've brought hope to this old wand-maker's heart. Professor Fig was right. You are a remarkable student.
Right. So we do need to go to the Owlery, so we will fast travel back to Hogwarts just to save a little bit of time here, because we do not have our broom yet, I believe. So we'll fast travel here. And we'll go to Hogwarts South Exit. Yes, like I say, I believe this is the weakest of them, primarily due to what you're doing. Getting a little bit of information there about Ollivander, like, not well, I'm not sure how to word that for my, like, personally, because it is a little bit of information in the faintest sense, you know. It's just like, oh yeah, it's a wand that's special to the family. Having it back will make the family happier, or it will ease their hearts, or whatever he said. So you don't really learn anything about Ollivander's family, just that getting this wand back will mean a lot to them. Also, I do believe, I won't be able to show you in this mission, or in this video even, but I do believe later in the game there is some like small line of dialogue in relation to this quest. Like when you finish this quest, I do believe maybe during the winter section of the game, or earlier than that maybe, you do get a line of dialogue or a owl
Statues Mr.
letter
Ollivander
from
mentioned
Ollivander
must
in
be
relation to this
upstairs amongst
quest.
the owls.
And I believe that applies to all the characters. I might be wrong about that, it might just be Ollivander messages you. Right.
Don't mind
Right
me,
then.
owls. I'm
So
here
the
to
only
help a
difference
friend.
in here compared to the
Now,
other saves
where are those
is
statues?
these covers, I guess.
I recognise these handles. I'd best keep looking.
Sadly, you can't grab the actual owls. Oh, there we are, there's our first statue. I believe it's the
No
first one
statues
anyway.
here. Nothing. Empty perches. Could be the
Yeah,
right
there's-
size for jackdaws. Or
There's two of the
statues of jackdaws.
Oh, may as well. What else do we have here? I missed that one apparently.
Oh, I'll take that, thank you.
Right. I can't place anymore for a second. So the final two are up here.
Birds aren't afraid of heights. Perhaps I should look a bit higher. I'd best keep looking.
Well done. There's one of them.
No statues here. Nothing.
Oh no. Fine, we'll walk around. I'm not gonna grab the, the collectibles here because we don't need them.
I'd best keep looking.
This character has been created purely for the quest.
No statues here.
Alright, that's also where they put this
Doesn't appear to
little
be
side
connected to the
quest
missing
also.
pages. Best hang on to it for now.
Did I get both of them and I just didn't see one of them? Oh yeah, I did. There we are.
What's happening?
There we are. Whoa, up we go. I do believe you can also land here if you have a broom, or at least you can fly to this little section, so even this part isn't completely unique. But here he is, here's Richard Jackdaw.
Could it be? Has someone solved my puzzle after all these years? Well done indeed.
Thank you.
Good news. If you've got something to hide, you found the perfect spot. Richard Jackdaw,
splendid.
at your service.
The Richard Jackdaw. So, Mr. Ollivander was right. He wants his family wand back.
Goodness, I'd forgotten about that wand. I assure you I don't have it on me. I'm
Damn it.
almost certain I dropped it the moment I was beheaded in that cave. Oh, it was sheer folly to follow that map.
What map?
Ridiculous, really. Found it on some yellowed old pages Peeves had pilfered. Thought I could impress a girl. But that's a story for another day.
So, you stole a wand and then followed a map on some pages that you took from Peeves and followed that map to your doom.
Odd to hear it all reduced to such absurdity, but yes. Why
That's the
do
crux
you
of it.
care about some old wand?
I don't really. Ollivander does. It's the pages I'm after. Might they be with the wand in the cave?
Indeed. Say,
Yeah, funny
here's an
enough, I believe
idea.
as a result of
Why don't
me
you meet me
redoing
at the
all
edge
the
of the
characters
Forbidden
that we do in
Forest?
this quest over
I'd
all
be happy
the,
to show
the
you where to
female
find them.
witches, none of my actual wizards. How did you lose your head?
I think I can guess how you died, but who did it to you?
I was having a look about when I suddenly sensed a refreshing breeze, after which I felt, well, lightheaded. That's all I remember. Hence, if you do visit the cave,
Interesting.
be prepared. I can't tell you what for specifically, but you seem a perceptive sort. Beware a light breeze.
Yeah, so when we talk to Richard Jackdaw in the other areas, I will do all the dialogue options again. If he appears to be saying the same thing, I will skip it.
Why would you steal Mr. Ollivander's family
But I will
wand?
click it
The family
initially
were
just in
always going
case
on
it's
about how
different.
special it was, so I took it. Who could resist? Sadly, it wasn't special enough to save my neck. I fully intended to return it once I learned it was only special for sentimental reasons, but as you can see, I never got the chance.
How did you steal from Peeves?
How is it possible to steal from Peeves? A poltergeist?
I didn't steal the pages from his ghostly form. I merely found them in his wake of destruction. He's got a penchant for wrecking things. Books, bottles, suits of armor, whatever's likely to cause the most chaos. I doubt he even noticed they were gone.
I'll see you at the forest.
If that's the only way for me to get those pages, I'll meet you there.
If you don't mind the sight of my decapitated skeleton, the wand and the pages are yours for the taking.
Right. And there we are. So that is the first of the 4 unique quests, Ollivander's Heirloom. So again, I consider this one to be the lesser of the 4, but I can very much understand if you put this at number 3 and our number 3 as your bottom one. And so we're just going to go right over to the other one, and the next one is Slytherin. So I'm going to quickly, so what we're going to have to actually do here is close the game and reopen. So give me 1 second here, so I can load into my account. And sadly, we will have to do that one more time, 2 more times actually, since the Gryffindor character is back on the other account, and the Hufflepuff character is on my account. Right, so we're starting the Slytherin character now. And again, so Slytherin is what I consider to be the oh god. I've loaded under the castle. Well. How bizarre. Okay, I can't pause the game. I actually can't do anything. Okay, I'm gonna have to... That's never happened before. Right, let's quit you again. Let's load back in. How odd. So yeah, so let's try that again. I'll have to manually load, but that bodes that doesn't that's not good. Okay, load game. Scrope's Last Hope. Worst case, I'll just have to go from this save when I go again. Right. So this quest, the Slytherin one, I believe is the second worst. Not because it's better necessarily than the Ravenclaw one, but you do gain access to a slightly unique and exclusive area to the Slytherin house. We have a message here from Scrope. That's greetings, young Slytherin. Scrope knows about the old book you found for Professor Fig. Scrope can help you, and you can help Scrope. Get to the courtyard past the pendulum if you don't know it. You'll see it easy enough. And don't tell anyone what you're up to, especially Professor Black. Right. So, how close are we to where Scrope wants us to be? Right, we'll fast travel back up there. I guess we'll just do south exit and run across the bridge. But yeah, like I say, this quest itself isn't necessarily a better quest than the Ravenclaw one. They're both on roughly equal terms in terms of what you're doing for your quest. But there's slight... I guess it's slightly exclusive. One aspect of this one. I believe technically you can't land in the area for the Ravenclaw one, but you can still go there. Scrope knows about that book you found. Is it missing something? Scrope does not believe it is safe to speak out in the open. Scrope has left another note across the bridge among the circle of rocks. Take care, tell no one about this.
Who is Scrope?
Ah yeah, our character hasn't formally met Scrope yet. There's not really a great deal with this quest. Mainly grabbing notes. I wonder if it... Oh no, it's still on this one by here. Almost there. Head for the pumpkins. Just down from the stone circle. Look inside one of them. You may be able to help poor broken-hearted Scrope.
I think I know just the place.
So we're going to run around to, I believe it's the caretaker's hut. Or it's like a storage room or something. I also think this quest is actually a lot shorter than the Ravenclaw one. So if the length of the quest is a factor for you. Oh, is he losing his head when I'm breaking him? Oh, look at it. Like, oh god, what are you doing? Ah, the green one. The young Slytherin must be exceptionally curious by now. Meet Scrope at the water's edge by the broken docks.
This had better not be a trick.
Oops. Oh god. Steady. There we are. Right. Hello, Scrope.
Thank you for coming all this way. The name's Scrope. Scrope serves the headmaster. Been in the Black family for years. Apologies for the abundance of notes. Scrope wanted to be sure you weren't followed.
What's this all about?
I
Your
see.
notes mentioned the book I found in the restricted section.
Scrope can tell you more in exchange for your help, but no one, especially the headmaster, can know.
Of course. What can I do for you? I'd rather not risk trouble with Black. Yeah, we'll go for that, because we're a proud Slytherin. I'd rather not risk trouble with
I'm
Black.
not so sure about this. I don't need the headmaster upset with me.
Oh, the headmaster won't be upset. Scrope simply wants to surprise him. Scrope will explain.
Oh, okay then.
Scrope's
Okay.
late mistress, Apollonia Black, may she rest in peace, was a student at Hogwarts over 50 years ago. Before she died, she spoke with passion of pages ripped from a book. Scrope suspects she took them to her private grotto. She was delirious at the end, poor thing. Mistook belladonna
yeah.
for elderberries. Scrope tried to warn her.
I'm sorry to hear that. But how do you benefit if I find the pages?
Scrope believes that a treasured Black family ring is also in the grotto. Scrope wishes to give it to the headmaster. Apollonia forbade Scrope from entering the grotto long ago. Scrope continues to honour her wishes. Scrope would not dare ask a student for help, but when Scrope learned you were looking for those pages, Scrope thought you might also find the ring.
How did you know about the book I found?
How did you know that I'd found a book? And that it's missing pages?
Scrope and the other house elves are good at staying out of sight. Scrope hears and sees many things in the castle. Scrope knows how to keep secrets.
Tell me about the
Tell
ring.
me more about this treasured ring.
Oh, it's adorned with the Black family crest. The headmaster would be pleased with Scrope for returning it.
Fair enough. What happened
How
to
did
your
you
ear?
injure your ear?
The Blacks have a tradition of decapitating their house elves when their service is no longer required. One day,
Oh, what a nice
dear
tradition.
Apollonia was understandably frustrated with Scrope and got a bit too eager with a cleaver. Scrope was able to convince the sweet girl of his value and now views this small injury as a reminder of her good heart.
Small injury, mind. Oh, yeah, have a good heart. You're living in denial, Scrope, my man.
It seems this
I'll
may help
go.
us both. I shall do it.
Scrope is relieved. Scrope hoped the young Slytherin would be willing to help. Take this toast to the grotto just down the coast and place it on the pedestal there.
Toast.
Good luck.
Toast, you
Scrope
say.
will wait right
Right,
here for you.
so,
Best of luck finding
There's a section by here now that my character is technically not ready for, because you get attacked by a load of, I can't remember what they're called, like the big frog things that are like Ogdo Bogdo from Jedi Fallen Order. So I'm going to go stealthy and hopefully I won't get attacked. Also, when I came here for the first time, I got to see the cool scene of the, I can't remember what the thing is called. This giant squid. Oh no. Oh shit, okay. Let's run. Oh, come on, get out of the water. Please. Do we get to see the giant squid? Is he going to honor us with his presence? No, I don't think he will. Oh well. Right. Oh, you can't heal while in the water. Okay, so you got this grotto by here, which even if you're not a Slytherin, you can come into this grotto.
Why would I need
And
a
there's
piece
a
of
little
toast?
mural by here for the
I
giant
suppose
squid.
that's where it goes.
But this by here is what you can't interact with, because you don't get given toast if you're not a Slytherin. It's not very subtle, is it? It just blows a hole. And here we go.
Lumos.
So it is just a small room, sadly. Come on, go, go, go! Ah, he's on a timer. So the reason why I seen him last time was because I decided to fight all of the big frog boys. So yeah, he is. If I just hung about for a little bit, he would appear. Right. Apollonia Black's journal.
Could it be?
Oh,
A visitor?
Richard Jackdaw once more.
Oh! Ah! Ooh! Ah! The name's Richard Jackdaw. I was a student, just like you, about a century ago. How in the world did you find this place?
A house elf named Scrope sent me. Said I might find a black family ring here.
Ah. Sorry to say, I sold the ring a long time ago. Poor Scrope. Still holds a candle for Apollonia, I reckon. Can't say I blame him. I stole all these treasures just to impress her. Alas, 'twas to no avail. I thought a secret map I pilfered from Peeves would pique her interest. But she simply rolled her eyes. What would I want with yellowed old pages torn from a book? Not my finest moment.
May I have
I'd like
them?
to have those pages if you don't mind.
They're not here. I thought if Apollonia wasn't interested in the map on the pages, perhaps it would lead to something that would intrigue her. So, I followed the map to what I can only describe as an enchanted cave of some kind. And you see what happened next? Here's an idea. Why don't you meet me at the edge of the Forbidden Forest, and I'll show you where to find the pages.
How did you lose your
I
head?
think I can guess how you died.
I was having
Yeah,
a look
that's the
around
same.
when I suddenly sensed a refreshing breeze. Hence,
Yeah,
if you
that's
do
the
visit the
same.
cave,
Yeah, so why did you lose your head is the exact same bit of dialogue.
Why
the
did I need
toast?
the toast to get in here?
oh, that was Apollonia's idea. Seems some squids love toast. They should have taught you that at Hogwarts.
Alright. How did you steal
How
from
is it
Peeves?
possible to...
I didn't steal the page. He has a...
Yeah, so
he dropped
that's
them off.
also the same as well. So when talking to Richard Jackdaw, if these three questions are the top and the first and third questions are the same, I'll just ignore them because they will be exactly the same. And I'll just repeat that for each one. Okay.
I
I'll see you at
suppose
the
if
forest.
That's the only way for me to get those pages. I'll meet you at the forest.
I'm sure the pages are still tucked in my waistcoat. If you don't mind the sight of a, well, my decapitated skeleton, they're yours for the taking.
So yeah, when I mentioned like what you do. Ah, right. Okay, so that
Doesn't appear to be
map is in
connected to the
here.
missing pages. Best hang
Yeah,
on to it for now.
so I believe we have to. Yes, we have to return to Scrope now. So yeah, when you do the Ollivander quest, when you go to Richard Jackdaw's corpse, you do find the wand with him, but it's broken, which then prompts, I believe, a message from Ollivander later thanking you for finding the wand, even if it was broken. I don't think Scrope will contact you because he said he sold the ring, so he's not going to have the ring on his body. So I don't think he'll actually contact you later on. I haven't played long enough into the game as a Slytherin to know, but I don't see why he would.
Hello, Scrope. Thanks to you, I was able to enter Apollina's grotto. The toast was the key. I met a ghost there, Richard Jackdaw, who's agreed to lead me to the pages I've been looking for.
Phew, that boy was never good enough for Apollonia. Oh, what of the Black family ring?
I'm sorry to say that Jackdaw sold it long ago.
Sad news indeed. Scrope shall need to think of another way to impress the headmaster. Well, Scrope takes
You
some
will indeed, I'm
consolation
afraid.
in knowing that the young Slytherin found what they needed.
I did. Thank you again, Scrope.
Yeah, my
You're a
man,
credit
what
to
a guy.
ourselves.
That is not a very Slytherin thing to say, but we'll allow it. Alright, so there we are. So that is the first two, which again I consider the weaker of the two. I prefer this one because well, to be fair, both Ollivander and Scrope are characters that you don't get to interact with very much in the game. You talk to Scrope once later on, and I believe you only talk to Ollivander once at the start when you get your wand. So it is nice to talk to both of those characters a little more. But then with the Slytherin, I'm not sure if the squid appearing is scripted to happen soon after you talk to Scrope. But if it is, you get to see the cool little Easter egg appearance of the squid. And you also get to go into the grotto, which is exclusive to Slytherin. I'm not sure if you can go back in there, but you can go in there now at least. And that's why I consider this to be slightly better than the Ravenclaw one. If you disagree, then that's understandable. But now we were going to be going to the quest that I consider to be the best in terms of the quest itself, but due to the uniqueness of the other one, it's why I've dropped it down to second place. So we're going to be doing the Gryffindor quest now, and again, sadly, we're going to have to swap over to the other profile to do quest, because my Gryffindor character has already finished the game to make a save early on in the game, so I could use him and just play that quest again. Which is something I regret, because the game doesn't make, like, oh, I'm not sure, like, it doesn't have auto-saves at pivotal points in the story, like when the season changes. So again, so we're going to go here, and now we want to be doing, which one is the earlier of the two? This one's earlier, they're the exact same quest. We'll do this one. Maybe I leveled up once or something, that could come in handy. But yeah, so the Gryffindor quest I think is the most enjoyable because of how much you do in the quest line itself, and you get to you just get to do a load of fun stuff, or at least I believe I consider it to be fun. It might be because it was my first one. My Gryffindor was my first character. Who is it who messages you now? It's yeah, Nelly. Sir Nicholas, our house ghost, is looking for you. You can find him near the Great Hall. So, nice, sweet, simple, short and sweet. That's the one. A nice, short and sweet message there. I don't know what that camera movement was. But also, we get to hang out with our house ghost, which is quite different from the prior two quests, where you hang out with a character that you do get some interaction with in the story, but not a great deal. I don't know if you actually ever talk to Sir Nicholas outside of this quest line. I know there are instances in the game where you can find him talking about something, but I don't know if he ever specifically talks to you. Also, I don't think there's a follow-up conversation with Nearly Headless Nick or Sir Nicholas after this either, because I believe it's resolved with him during the quest. I don't think he gets back to you. Oh, sugar, I forgot to screenshot when I started this quest, or when I loaded up this character. It's fine.
Transfiguration is always coming.
Right. I also think this is the longest of the four. It might be a tie with the Hufflepuff quest line.
You wanted to see me, sir?
Hello there.
Yes, Sir Nicholas de Mimsy Porpington, at your service.
Nice to meet you, Sir Nicholas.
Porpington.
I know about the book you found and its missing
34
pages.
minutes. This is going to be longer than I
may be
thought.
able to help. Follow me, if you will. It's not too far.
Wait, how do you know about the book, and that it's missing pages?
Word gets around amongst the ghosts. You were spotted with Mr. Sallow in the restricted section. Don't worry, your secret's safe with me.
Oh, good man.
This may be a leap, but I believe if I know who ended up with those pages. I'd be
Oh,
happy to
yeah?
take you to
Who's
him,
that?
if you'd be so kind as to perform a small favor for me along the way.
What's up, my man? What you need?
A small favor in exchange for getting those pages.
Yes, it's nothing really. I'd be grateful if you could simply go into the kitchen and procure a little rotten roast beef.
I beg your pardon? Roast beef? Rotten roast beef?
That is correct. Rotten roast beef. If one floats through it just right, one can
I feel like his
almost
legs should be
taste it.
bent back slightly.
Ah, well, I suppose I can do that. But why me?
It's simple, my young friend. My ghostly form cannot carry it.
Ah,
Now,
yes,
if
of
you'd be so
course.
kind as to collect the roast beef, I shall explain everything else in due course. Ah, here we
Righto.
are. Tickle the pear and head on in.
Did you say tickle the pear?
Yes, in the painting. I'll wait right here. Do try not to get in the way of the house elves. I'm already imagining the sweet aroma of rotten roast beef.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you're allowed in the kitchen on all the houses, or if there's a quest later that allows you in the kitchen in the other houses.
Students
Never will
can
But-
the students.
What could they
Fancy
want?
delicious food and what found themselves a bit peckish likely.
Certainly
you know how
makes
hungry
Rookie's
growing
job
humans
easier.
can get.
Hello.
Who's Rookie?
Can you point me in the direction of the rubbish?
Towards the other end of the kitchen. If it's not taken out yet, just follow your nose. You'll find it soon enough.
So yeah, also, I do believe you can't talk to the house elves if you just come in here randomly. So you do have that as well, where for this quest line you get to talk to the house elves, or at least 2 of them. I never spoke to Rookie before, but there is one that you do get to speak to back here once you get...
There's a disgusting smell. Oh, I must be getting close.
Oh, are they sending the food upstairs to the Great Hall? Is that what that snap was? No, it's not going up there yet. Okay, there we go. Rotten roast beef.
Oh, a student? What a treat!
Hello.
What can Finky get for you? A pumpkin pasty? Perhaps some Welsh rabbit?
Sounds lovely.
Welsh rabbit?
What I really need is this
Just know I'm
rotten
Welsh.
roast beef.
Ah, Nick sent you, didn't he? Please help yourself. Finky supposes Nick's tired of loitering about simply to experience the faintest memory of the taste of food.
Do you conjure the food
Do
here?
you and the other house elves conjure the food served in the Great Hall?
Goodness, no. Not even house elves can conjure food out of thin air. Food is one of the 5 principal exceptions to Gamp's law of elemental transfiguration. We
I
can,
see.
however, multiply it, transform it, and of course, prepare it. Then we send it straight up to the Great Hall.
Ah, splendid. Are you restricted to certain foods?
Are there any restrictions as to what you can make here?
Finky supposes not. However, Finky has had the best luck with the many recipes left by Helga Hufflepuff. Her quince pie has always been a favourite, but the newfangled
Quince pie.
Arbroath Smokies are becoming popular as well.
I see, I see. You don't mind students in here?
Is it all right for students to wander into the kitchens?
Well, since you asked, students aren't supposed to be in the kitchens, but Finky doesn't mind. There's nothing
Aw,
that lifts
good old
Finky's
Finky.
spirits more than the company of students. We so rarely get visitors, and we have plenty of treats. Come back any time you please.
Ah, thank you very much. Thank you, I should
It was
be going.
nice to meet you. Thank you for the beef.
Happy to help, and to meet you as well. Please give Nick Finky's regards.
I shall, I shall. So look, does the food get
All of
snapped
this
away?
is going on right beneath our feet.
Like, to be fair, it literally just disappears. Like, nothing fancy happens like with the squid. Shame it didn't happen though. Here you go, Nick.
Ah, you're back. No trouble, I take it?
Not at all. Finky sends her regards, along with the rotten roast beef.
Ah, glad to hear it. Kind elf, Finky. Now, let's get that beef to Sir Patrick Delaney Podmore, and you'll be one step closer to finding those pages.
This is all rather cryptic, Sir Nicholas. What's going on?
Terribly sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Sir Patrick
You do
organizes the Headless Hunt, a group of headless ghosts who gather for various, headless activities.
Headless activities?
Yes, you'll see. Anyway, I don't know how, but a member of that hunt, Richard Jackdaw, had the pages when he was alive. My plan is to take the rotten roast beef to Sir Patrick so that he'll allow me, us, to engage with the hunt and speak to Jackdaw. Shall we?
I see. The roast beef wasn't for you.
The rotten roast beef was for you.
It is, in a way. You see, I've been trying to gain access to the hunt for quite some time. Offering the beef to Sir Patrick may
Sad
help
to
me
think
in
in
that
100
regard.
years he's
While,
still
of course,
trying to get into
also
the hunt.
helping you.
What will I do when we get there?
What am I supposed to do when we meet the hunt?
Allow me to do the talking. They can be a rather supercilious lot. I'm certain they'll be
Righto.
welcoming to you, however, in no small part due to the rotten roast beef you'll come bearing.
Righto.
Is
Is
the
it
headless
dangerous?
hunt
Or is
dangerous?
this
Oh, the
dangerous?
headless hunt wouldn't hurt a fly, let alone a student. Just a group of fun-loving headless ghosts.
Let's go
Very
then.
well. I'd like to meet Sir Patrick myself and see this headless hunt.
Ah, wonderful. You won't regret it.
Do we fast travel or do we... Yeah, cool. Black screen, so we're going to fast travel that way there.
This time.
Oh. So yeah, so like with this one, obviously, the reason why I put this as number 2 is, as far as I'm aware, it is the only time you get to interact with the headless
We brought a
hunt.
little something for Sir Patrick.
Also, you get to interact with the elves in the kitchens. And I just had a load of fun with this quest.
All in good fun.
And it's a lot
Once Sir
more
Patrick
substantial.
lets me join the headless hunt, I'll be right there with them. This offering is sure to win him over.
Don't forget why I'm here, sir.
Rest assured, you'll have your information from a young Jackdaw in no time. Wherever he may be.
What I'd give for a flagon of mead or a nice leg of lamb right about now. Then this party would be
Damn it, we brought
complete.
beef, not lamb.
How about the next best thing, Sir Patrick?
Ah, Sir Nicholas. And a student. Who let you in?
We brought you a gift.
This is all very suspicious.
That must
What
be
do
foul.
you really want? As if I need to ask.
It's Richard Jackdaw. Where can we find him? May we speak to him?
Jackdaw, eh? Why, here he is now. What a shame. Without his head. I bet you've always wondered what that's like, eh, Nick?
Sir, you jest.
It's bound to be around here somewhere. Probably being used in a game. If you find it, I give you my permission to speak with him, my young mortal. It's the least I can
Thank
do
you.
for you for bringing this putrescent gift home.
Sir, there's another matter I wish to discuss with you, if I may.
Tut, tut, Sir Nicholas. How many times do I have to tell you? Our entry requirements are quite clear.
But, sir,
We aren't the headless except for a little bit of tendon hunt, after all. Now, please, follow me, and I shall help you find your way out.
Farewell, my young
Who
friend.
was Sir Nicholas?
Perhaps you'll Luck with these chaps will be better than mine.
My
Right.
mortal life was never this entertaining.
Oh, well, I'm glad your afterlife is more entertaining than your living life, I suppose. Or mortal life, as you called it.
Nothing like the feeling of a breeze through my hair. Or so I recall.
Right, now we get to play a little game with the
Game of
ghosts.
hide and seek amongst the pumpkins.
Me!
Hello again. Can you help me?
Ah, Sir Nicholas's young friend. Has he abandoned
Indeed.
you?
Not at all. I need to speak to Richard Jackdaw. Sir Patrick said his head might be around here somewhere.
Indeed it might be. It is a bit unorthodox to include a mortal, but if you do wish to speak with him... Oh, why not? You can speak with Jackdaw if you can find his head amongst these pumpkins. Not just once,
All right.
but 5 times. Good old Dumfrey
5
will
times?
move the head to a different spot each time you find it. Those are the rules. What say you?
Why are you doing
Why
this to
are
him?
you using Jackdaw's head for this game?
Well, if you must know, Jackdaw's our newest member, so we like to put him through his paces.
I see, I see. What are the
Please, could
rules?
you explain the rules again?
Find his head amongst the pumpkins 5 times. Use your wand. I cannot be more specific than that.
How did you
How
lose
did
your
you happen
head?
to become a member of the Headless Hunt?
I was executed alongside some fellow mutineers. We didn't like the way things were being run in our county, so we took matters into our own hands. Treason is such a strong word, but that's what we were found guilty of. Things would have turned out much better if they'd let me be in charge.
I'm sure.
If that's what I need
I'm
to
game.
do to speak to Jackdaw, I'll do it.
Marvellous! Of course, a mortal holding a wand has an advantage over us ghosts. You can simply blast away to your heart's content. Remember, the game's not over until you find him 5 times.
Righto.
Begin!
I've never seen it played like that. How delightful.
They just gotta shoot some pumpkins.
Discovered already?
Oh.
Looks like we need to find another pumpkin to hide in, eh, Jackdaw?
Whatever you say, Dumfrey. This is not my finest moment.
I didn't realize the pumpkin shook. Wait a minute, let's...
Lumos.
So I can see the pumpkins a little better.
Why did I come back here?
Yeah, I'll just start shooting away. Oh, he's gone up.
Oh, what fun! A student is playing. I've never seen it played like this. How delightful.
There he is.
Look easier than it's supposed to be.
I weren't paying attention to where he went.
I could do that
Is he in
too
one
if
of
I had a
these?
wand and a body.
Yeah, so the pumpkins reappear.
We'll find him.
Yeah, I will find him. I just didn't pay attention to where he flew off to this time.
Well, good job, mate.
There's number 4.
But we're not through with you.
I could do that too if I had a
One more.
wand and a body.
Yeah, shut up, you don't. You're just jealous, mate.
Well
Yeah!
done. Of course, having a wand served you well. Still, I believe congratulations are in order.
Not too bad for a mortal. Now, say what you need to say to old Jackdaw here, hmm? You've heard
Hello,
it.
Richard.
Nicely done.
So we got you.
But what's going on? You're not a member of the Headless Hunt.
No, I'm not. Sir Nicholas said you might know the location of some pages I'm looking for.
Merlin's beard. I know precisely the ones you mean. I pinched them from Peeves. How could I forget? The map on those pages led me to my demise. I was not ready for what awaited me in that cave. The pages are likely still mouldering away with my, remains. Quite a final adventure, I must confess.
The pages are why you lost your head. And I must visit a cave and search for your corpse.
Yes. You'd think a decapitated ghost would get used to the word corpse. Say, here's an idea. Why don't you meet me?
Yeah, that's the same as last time. What's in the cave? Who cut off your head? How did you steal? Sorry, so how did you steal from Peeves? We've already read that one. What's in the cave? Who cut off your head?
Did someone
I think that's different.
I was having a look around when I suddenly sensed a hence, when
no,
you
he
visit,
says the same thing. Yeah, okay, so that's the same thing.
What will I find in the cave?
Aside from my mortal remains, if I remember correctly, some treasures, a magical bridge. But what kind of an adventure would it be if I spoiled the surprises for you?
Oh, you ragamuffin.
I need those pages.
All right.
So I suppose I'd better meet you. Thank you.
Not to worry. I'll just need to be reunited with my body first. But Dumfries can handle that. See you at the forest's edge.
Thank you. So yeah, like I say, this one I think is, in terms of a gameplay perspective, this is the best of the four. It's the most enjoyable in terms of, there's a lot more for you to do. In, I believe Hufflepuff's one is primarily just talking to people. Ravenclaw is just a very easy puzzle where you just have to pull the doors, I guess, off the little owl beds, dens, whatever you want to call them, I'm not sure. The Slytherin one, you literally just find a few letters, talk to Scrope, and then go into a cave. So, like, you know, this has a lot more to it, because you do talk to people, you go down into the, into the kitchen, and you just talk to more elves there, but then you also get to do your little mini game here, and you get to see the Headless Hunt doing their thing, you get to see the elves, and you actually get to talk to them. Usually I don't think the elves actually talk to you in this game, so it is a little bit more engaging, and I like it for that reason. Alright, so now we need to, let's go back over to my account, and the game and reload it back in for the final character, which is the Hufflepuff character, which again, I believe this is the best of the four missions for like for the benefits of the quest itself, like the exclusive locations and just the instances that happen within the quest. So you want to go to Prisoner of Love. Is that the correct one? That's a manual save as well. That's also a manual save. That says Exploring. Oh yeah, it's Exploring that we need. The one that's Prisoner of Love, that's mid-mission. I'm hoping if I load it, I'll be in the unique area. Right. This one may actually be before the letter comes through, so we can just listen to it spoken to us. Oh.
A portrait in our common room wants to talk to you. It's Eldritch Diggory. He used to be the Minister for Magic, I think.
Yeah, so I did a better job of saving that one, so we still get to hear the actual message. Right, so let's go to our common room, the Hufflepuff common room. So if you value what you do in terms of the gameplay, like I say, this one would be put at number 2, not number 1. But I value, you get to go to a unique location that nowhere else in the game takes you. You also get to see this game do a spell, which is unique to this game. You get to talk to characters, or at least this guy is exclusive to this mission, I believe. I don't think you can talk to him any other way.
Allow me to introduce myself. So few
and there's at least one other character who is exclusive to this mission as well.
For Magic and founder of the Aura recruitment program at your service. I believe you can help solve a decades-old murder. thanks to that book you found, and, in particular, its missing pages.
How do you know about the book? And the pages?
We portraits hear more than you might suspect, and most of us can keep a secret. So, what say you? Surely a Hufflepuff such as yourself would be inclined to help seek long overdue justice.
Justice must be served.
I'll do whatever I can.
Wonderful. I am pleased to have been right about you. My great-niece, Helen Thistlewood, can provide you with details. She's retired now, but was a skilled aura in her day. And the unsolved murder of which I speak was her case. I often visit my portrait in her home, in the nearby hamlet of Upper Hogsfield. Shall I tell her to expect you?
Yes, please. How would the pages help her?
How could a few pages of a book help her solve an old case?
A boy disappeared with those pages, but they never found the body. A girl was convicted of his murder nonetheless. It seems those pages could exonerate her somehow. My great-niece can tell you more.
Can you tell me more about Helen?
Tell me more about your great-niece.
Cream of the crop when it comes to auras. A star pupil here, and then an exemplary servant to the ministry. And her spark hasn't diminished one bit in her retirement. She and I often chat about old cases and our glory days. No offense, but it's nice to get away from the students and converse with someone who's familiar with my legacy.
Oh, understandable. When were you the minister?
When were you the Minister for Magic?
Over 100 years ago. 1733 to 1747, to be precise. The stories I could tell you. Oh, didn't have the chance to do all that I could. I was in the midst of reforming Azkaban when my life was cut short by dragon pox. I was sneezing sparks to the bitter end.
I shall head there directly.
I shall go and see her right away.
Brilliant. With what I suspect is your knack for hard work and her keen mind, both mysteries may be solved sooner than you think. I shall see you there soon, I hope.
Indeed. Right, so we're just going to fast travel to Hogsmeade because it's the closest I can get on this character. But it's still quite close. We haven't got to run too far. So yeah, this one I'd say is also probably the second longest quest as well. Because you go talk to this woman now, you go do it. Oh, it's a bit of a run. Go talk to this woman now. You go to your unique location, and then you go do a little puzzle after that as well. So it might actually be a little bit longer than the Gryffindor one, depends on how you go about it. But the Gryffindor one has more things that can take your time up, like walking around the kitchen, seeing if you can interact with more of the elves, walking around the Headless Hunt and seeing them play their games, because you can see them like throwing someone's head back and forth and what have you. So there's little things like that, like, you know, just fun, silly sights. This one doesn't so much have fun, silly sights, but it does have interesting, cool sights. The like I said, the Ravenclaw one, I think they really put no effort into the Ravenclaw one. They could have done a lot more, or at least made it give it 2 or 3 puzzles. Doing the Owlry one gives you a map or a hint that leads you to a different one, so you go to a different area, a unique area with a new puzzle.
Here you are. I'm pleased to see you.
Yeah, so you might be able to talk to him in this house, but I don't think you will be able to, and you probably can't talk to Helen either, so both of these characters are possibly unique characters that you can only talk to through this quest.
I'm pleased you came. Uncle Eldritch believes the book you found and its missing pages may be relevant to an unsolved case from my time as an aura.
Very well. I'm
Indeed,
listening.
that's exactly as he said.
A student named Richard Jackdaw disappeared after going to meet a girl named Anne. They never found his body. When his headless ghost appeared briefly in Hogsmeade, wholly unaware of how he died, Anne was convicted of his murder and sent to Azkaban. It was in large part due to the testimony of a girl called Apollonia Black. Jealous of Anne, I think.
That sounds terrible, but I'm not sure how I can help.
Anne's alibi was somewhat labyrinthine. She said Jackdaw promised her adventure following a map he found on some pages he'd stolen from Peeves.
And you think Peeves ripped those pages from the book I found in the restricted section?
If my great-uncle is to be believed, yes. At least that's what the portraits at Hogwarts suspect. Anne insisted that Jackdaw had asked her to follow the map with him, but only after she solved a series of puzzles he'd prepared. Odd way to woo a girl. She swears she never even solved the first puzzle, so they didn't meet. Jackdaw's ghost vanished almost as soon as he appeared. Without Jackdaw's puzzle, pages, or remains, Anne was sent to Azkaban based solely on Apollonia's spurious testimony.
I don't understand. What can I do to help?
I believe Anne may have solved the first puzzle by now.
I also don't understand why she's in Azkaban.
Time in Azkaban, she's a shadow of her former self. She won't speak to anyone she doesn't trust. And she trusts no one. If you, a student with a connection to the pages, like Jackdaw had, spoke to Anne, she might reveal new information.
I'll come with you to Azkaban if it will save her.
What a horrible story. Well, if you think I can help, I'll come with you.
This is wonderful.
Also, if you want to see this exact same quest and also the Ravenclaw one with different dialogue options, my hard mode playthrough and my dark wizard playthrough are on the channel where obviously I do these quests.
Professors and many others to that blasted place. Never a student, I'll admit, but I will keep you safe.
So yeah, this is number 1 primarily because you get to go to Azkaban.
Can you tell me more about Apollonia Black?
If you don't value that, then this is easily number 2 and Gryffindor is number 1.
To kill the boy after he broke her heart. The Black family's power over certain people in the Ministry, along with the fact that Anne is Muggle-born, sealed her fate.
Yeah.
I'd like to know more about
scumbag, not racist, but
so never
bigoted
was the brightest
scumbags.
girl, and that lack of wit proved to be her undoing.
I half suspect Jackdaw and Apollonia were merely toying with her. Who could have known he'd end up dead?
She's not held up well in Azkaban. In some ways, she blames me for not proving her innocence. I'd like to clear her name if we can.
What happened to Jackdaw's
You said
ghost?
Jackdaw's ghost appeared briefly, then vanished. Where do you think he went?
I have no idea. Evidently, he was always a bit restless, going on and on about adventure. If I had to guess, he tired of Scotland and is somewhere on the other side of the globe by now.
I'm ready to go.
Let's go.
Steady yourself. We'll apparate together. Don't worry, I've never splinched anyone.
Do take care
yeah, it's the first time.
and tread lightly in that horrible place.
We'll
Never.
be there in but a moment.
Oh, that's cool. Dementors!
Expecto Patronum!
Oh, look at it. So cool. So yeah, obviously in this quest you get to talk with her, you get to talk with the what you call it, the portrait of some Diggory man, I forgot what his first name was. You get to go to Azkaban, you get to see Dementors and Expecto Patronum. The only time in the game where Azkaban, Expecto Patronum and a Dementor shows itself. You can't use any spells in here though, sadly. You also don't have much room. It's just one corridor. Also, if you hang about for a bit, I'm not sure if there's maybe a long timer, but if you hang about for a bit, you don't get attacked by a Dementor.
If I had my wand, I'd cast Crucio on the lot of you!
And that's why you're never getting out.
I teach you so little of what you should know of.
That witch you're with has a dark cloud over her. I can feel it.
Who's there?
Hello, Anne.
Torment me further!
No one at school's going to believe this.
Now remember,
No.
Anne has been here a long time. The Dementors aren't kind. Have patience and speak to her quietly and respectfully.
Righto.
Are you Anne?
Who's there? Who speaks to me? Is that death finally come for me?
I'm a student from Hogwarts. I found the book that you said would exonerate you.
Ah, the book, the book. No one would look. None of the mages found the pages. Methinks the feckless knave meandered to his cave. My fate was surely sealed in Upper Hoggyfield.
Right, last time I said I think I understand. So if you want to see how that one goes, I will do that. You can check my hard mode playthrough, but I'm going to say, why must you be so cryptic?
What are you trying to say? That the missing pages are in a cave? Near Upper Hogsfield?
Field, ruins house, a vault concealed.
A vault? In some ruins? Near Upper Hogsfield?
That wasn't as aggressive as I thought it would have been.
Look.
As impatient, I suppose.
Can't hurt to look. Go find the pages from your book.
Helen, know you're here.
Come in closer, be a dear.
What is it, Anne?
I wonder what that is, what she did.
You're hurt.
Go. The cave. You're safe now. You have what you need. I'll be all right once I get...
Oh. Hopefully we find out what happens to her
Madame
later in the
Thistlewood,
game. Let's quickly...
All right. I'll find it. I'll find Jackdaw's cave.
Does he talk? No. Hopefully we find out what happened to her later. Right, so now if we go around to the cave, we also, like the Ravenclaw one, we get to do a little puzzle. It's very easy, there's not much to it, just like the Ravenclaw one, but which also draws attention to why the Ravenclaw one was so lacking, because this one, you know, you get to go to Azkaban and then you still do a minor puzzle. Oh.
Who lived here, I wonder? This must be the place Anne told me. Lumos. No one's been here for ages.
Shame there's no Lumos Maxima. Oh god. No Lumos Maxima in this game. Yeah, so you got to pull these, 3 on one side, 3 on the other. I'm not sure if they're color coded there, but you can see the handles are highlighted, which is just kind of stupid because it just makes the puzzle far too easy.
You couldn't outwit me, Jackdaw. Now, where's the clue you left behind?
Here we go. My dearest Anne, well done, you solved my puzzle. I knew you were a kindred spirit, and the only one, with whom I could truly share my adventures. Meet me at the edge of the Forbidden Forest as soon as you can, and I will show you the map that I mentioned. There is no telling where it will lead us. I found it on pages that Peeves ripped from a secret book, and no one else seems to be able to find... I haven't any idea what lies ahead, but I am glad to know I shall share my future with you. This is only the beginning, Richard. P.S. I am terribly glad you found this, as I would have gone on alone if you did not. And what fun would that be?
A note from Jackdaw. Anne never found it. So how did he die? Was she to blame at all? This could prove dangerous if I'm not careful.
Could it be?
Well, hello there.
Someone solved my puzzle after all these years. Well done indeed.
'Twas me.
Richard Jackdaw, at your service.
The Richard Jackdaw? I heard you disappeared years ago. You have some explaining to do.
I do? That was my puzzle you solved. What are you doing here?
A retired Auror, Helen Thistlewood, told me about a map you stole from Peeves, and then Anne told me about a cave.
You saw Anne? Broke my heart. I had to go on without her. Probably best for her in the end. Dare I ask? How is she?
Not well, I'm afraid. I believe I said you ruined her life, so we'll say not well, I'm
She was
afraid.
imprisoned in Azkaban for your murder. I fear the Dementors have taken an irreversible toll on her.
What? Azkaban? Oh, poor Anne. I had no idea. I thought she'd written me off. I've been traveling the world for years to mend my broken heart. I came back here only recently, on a whim. I must speak to the Auror you mentioned and see how I can help Anne.
I'm glad to hear it. Before you go, would I still be able to find the pages with the map Helen mentioned?
I'm almost certain I dropped them in the cave the moment I was beheaded. They're bound to be mouldering away with the rest of me. Tell you what, meet me at the edge of the forbidden...
Yeah, we'll skip that, we don't need to do that again. How did you lose your head? That's the same. Is this all Apollonia's fault?
Helen mentioned Apollonia Black. Did she set up Anne to take the fall?
Have you never met any members of the Black family? They can be rather vindictive. Once Anne showed an interest in me, Apollonia couldn't let it alone. That her own heart had grown cold simply didn't matter.
Thank you.
Thank you. I need to find those pages to help a friend.
I shall see you there.
Right, so there we are. So that is all 4 of the quests. Let me know in the comments which of the 4 is your favourite, or what order you'd rank them in. And also, when you do all 4 of them, you get the picture, a more clearer picture, which is Richard Jackdaw loved or liked Apollonia Black, but she didn't reciprocate. After he got fed up of trying to win her affection, and this Anne woman showed interest in him, and I guess he returned the favour, like showing interest back in her, Apollonia then became jealous that he liked someone else, and then like made up a lie that got Anne arrested. And obviously Richard went on his adventure by himself because Anne wasn't able to figure out that puzzle, apparently. Which is obviously, well, it's not even good for her, because if she went with him, she would have died as well. And then she wouldn't be in Azkaban, being tormented by Dementors on a daily basis. So, you know, it probably would have been better for her if she went with him, or would have been better if he never found the pages, I suppose. But yeah, so... thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed. I hope you watch my my full playthroughs for Hogwarts Legacy on the channel. Like I say, I currently have a completed playthrough as a Ravenclaw, where I try to be as evil as the game will allow me to be. Picking the more aggressive sounding dialogue options, as well as using the unforgivable curses, and fully upgrading the dark arts traits or talents for the character to make some of my regular spells curses as well. And I'm also in the middle of doing a hard mode or hard difficulty playthrough as a Hufflepuff, where I will be trying to do a bit more focus on using the plants and the potions, as well as doing whatever combinations of spells I choose to. I might still use unforgivable curses. I might try to go without using them unless I really need to. But yeah, thank you for watching. Take care and have a fantastic rest of your day, and I hope you enjoyed this. And as I say, let me know which of these was your favourite, or let me know the order that you would put them in, and how much we agree or disagree on. Bye now.